Yeah, subs, viewers and subs. I don't know if you remember this time I was working on this S430 and I said part 2 will be coming soon. So this is part 2. So please watch the video, enjoy, subscribe and share to the channel. Thank you. I guess this is part 2 of the Mercedes S430. After putting in struts, all 4 new struts, lower control control arms with ball joint, and sway bar link ends, tie rod inner and outer, and this thing seems to sit on the ground again. I change sensors, which is the height sensor, stay up for a couple of days and it's down on the ground again. The rear also down on the ground. The left side is still standing. So I gotta have to figure out what's wrong with this car. It always seems to be good one day and then playing bad the next day. Cause the left side is still good, hanging up, and then the right side now fall to the ground. So I'm gonna have to dig into this car now to see what the problem is, why it's falling to the right side and not staying up. Alright guys, so keep watching. Hope we can find the problem on this car. 30. I fixed the suspension on the front, then it wouldn't pick up. I had to do some trick on the sensors. Now today the rear dropped to the ground, and I have to do some trick on the sensors again. So I'm gonna go on and eat this car. Yeah, I'm gonna go on and eat this car now and try and trick the sensors. I did it earlier and it picked up, but the rear was too high. So I'm gonna do it now. That's the right height sensor up there, and I had to play a little trick on it by moving that lever that adjusts the height, the right height, and it goes over to this piece right here. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of tight under here. It goes over to that piece right here and it hangs onto that right there. So I had to still let it go and force the right height sensor backward for it to pick up the car. It's actually like calibrating it. So it's too high now, so I'm gonna have to put it back and adjust that bar right there a little bit more, and then put the level and then measure it to make sure it's alright. So stay tuned, keep watching while I try to get this S430 up. It's a 2000 model S430 Mercedes Benz. This is kicking my ass. I've been doing rear struts brand new, all the front end parts, control sway bar link bushings, everything on this car. In and out of tire then, but the car been keep falling to the ground. And I have to change one of those right height sensors right there on the front. It was a little right side. Now I get the right up, but this stuff failing on the rear now. Check the sensor. The sensor not bad. It's just like you have to calibrate it. So I don't have the computer for calibrate it, so I have to do it manually. Alright guys, so keep watching. Yeah, that's where it is. I had to hook it back to that piece there. So I'm gonna have to try and adjust that rod a little bit to push it so it pull back rear that way, so the car will pick up a little bit but not too high. But these things kind of rusty a little bit too, so I just put it back on, but I can't get 2 hands over there, so I have to go one at a time. Yeah, this is the rod right here. See, I have enough light. This rod, I have to do an adjustment right here. Adjustment so it can push the sensor back a little bit like that. So it changes the height. So I'm doing it manual because normally you can use a computer for do the leveling, but I don't have it, so I have to do it manual. See, and get it manual so you can move it to the level of the height where you want it, so the car will stay up. So I'm gonna try and loosen this bolt right here and shift this bar a little bit backward, because it was sitting on the ground this morning, and when I take this off and I push the leveling sensor backward, let the car down, and it picks right up and stay up for about an hour right now. So it didn't drop or anything, but it's too high where it is, so I'm gonna have to get it back down to the right level and then adjust it. Alright, so I'll put it back on here because this one, the rubber bushings in here gone, so I kind of get a piece of rubber and put over that, and then I'm gonna zip tie this for now because I'm gonna have to find this bar somewhere. But it was working good with this for over a year now, you know. So let's see if we can adjust this. Alright, so maybe if you guys have problem with the S430 that it won't pick up in the front, you gotta have to trick that sensor. I don't know, what's this, like a spider under here or something? I don't know. Is this a spider? I don't know what it is. Under here dangling around, yeah. Alright, so that's how I get the front up too, because the front was sitting down on one side and it wouldn't pick up on the right side. After I changed the ball joint, the control arm, everything, the front was sitting down on the right side and I couldn't pick it up. Try everything that front end wouldn't pick up. And I said, let me try tricking these sensors. So let them go and send them to a certain level and let the car down, and then take the fuse out though. You got to take the fuse out first for the pump, otherwise the pump will keep going off. So you got to go to the fuse box, find the fuse to the pump and take that out first before you even touch none of these things. And after you do that, then you can come under here and try and adjust these things, and when you're finished you let the car back on the ground, and then you can put the fuse box back right in the fuse holder where it's supposed to go, and then they can start the car. Then you'll see the car rise up to that amount of length where the sensor is tricked to stay at that moment. Then you can let back the car, leave it right there, let the car down, then go back to the fuse box, put the fuse back in the proper place where it come from, then start the car again and then adjust it. It'll adjust itself like that. And then once you have it at the right level, you just lock it right there and then go do a test drive. It should be alright. Alright, so that's what I'm doing right now, guys. Yeah guys, this is the fuse right here that controls the air pump. So make sure you take this fuse out before you touch anything. This one right here. And then right here is the air pump relay right here. All right, so that's it. All right, so those are the things you have to hit before you move anything underneath that car for the air suspension. All right, yeah. See, I got two things on there. I got the ratchet and the wrench on there, so I'm adjusting that bar right now, so I can put a little bit more leverage on it, so it forces back the leveling sensor a little bit for adjust it, because the rear end just keep going low and it's not leaking air. There's no air leaking from the system because I already checked all of that. So it's just because these sensors, some kind of way they come out of calibration and it start doing that. So when you don't have any scan tool, this is what you gotta do. Either take the bar off the front, so take the bar off, the leveling bar off the sensor, and then move it to a certain level and leave it there and let the car down as again, like I said, and start it. And then you'll know where it is until you find the right level where you want it. Then you lock it right there. For the rear, this is that, but for the front, if you do it like adjust it, I just find that out. I set it to a certain level and leave it, turn the car off, but make sure you take the fuse out first. So when you wherever level you leave it at, then that's where it will stay. Alright, I loosen the rod now so I can adjust the rod to where I want it. Alright, see, and then you force it back. This the bushing gone in this, but I was trying to get this rod and I couldn't get it, so I used a piece of rubber onto the next section that goes to the sway bar link. The sway bar itself, it actually goes to the sway bar, so I put a rubber on that piece. The rubber working fine until I can find this bar somewhere online. I think eBay got it somewhere. So now, see the adjustment, so you can push it to where you want it, so you get that level. Alright, and then you lock it. Alright, so I'm going up here now to here. Wow, get dark over here. Get so dark. Alright. So this is where I put the rubber right here, and then I'm gonna zip tie for now. 1 minute. So I'll go like that. Flip that over. Then push on this. Push on this and get some adjustment on it. Alright. There you go. Now after picking up the adjust that rod, it's the engine running right now. It stands up. See, it's standing up right now. Standing up right now. And I think it's a level. I'm not sure. It almost looked like it level though, because this morning it was on the ground. So hopefully it stays like that. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share. I'm working on this old Mercedes Benz S430, trying to make it stay alive. It's an old car, but I know it can come back. Alright, so check it out.